State leaders are racing to fill a $300 million hole in Connecticut's finances.
They're trying to bridge a gap between the amount they've allotted for Medicaid expenses and the actual cost of the programs. News 8 political reporter Mike Cirilli has more.
Medicaid checks won't go out if we don't solve this. I want people to understand that.
With less than 3 weeks to go in the legislative session, a funding shortfall in the state's Medicaid program has spurred a series of heated negotiations between the Democrats who control the legislature and the governor. The shortfall is known among policy experts as a Medicaid deficiency. The House Republican leader explains.
They've overspent on their health care for the state of Connecticut in Medicaid. And that is right now to the tune of about $280 million. I'm being told it could climb as high as $340 million.
For Candelora and the Republicans, the scramble to address the Medicaid deficiency is a sort of I told you so moment. They've long warned that the state's Medicaid allotments haven't kept up with the rising cost of health care, and a due date for state Medicaid payments to health care providers is next Wednesday, meaning if no deal is reached, checks could be delayed.
We were saying all along we cannot ignore this. We have to pay for it, and it's been ignored up until 1 month left in the budget cycle.
The Lamont administration and legislative Democrats have both put forth proposals to address the shortfall, but negotiations to bridge the gap between their two plans turned south earlier this week when the House Speaker walked out of a meeting.
I hope that the executive branch knows that we've really worked hard to try to meet them, but it's time for less mansplaining and time for people to be in the room who can actually negotiate. And I'm getting to the point where there's too many mansplainers in there, and I only want to meet with people who want to negotiate.
The governor's office offered no comment on the tone of those closed-door talks, but insiders at the Capitol read between the lines.
Obviously, the budget talks seem to continue to escalate, and the temperature is rising, I think, among Democrats.
Since that meeting on Wednesday and the Speaker's comments on Thursday, there appears to have been a breakthrough in negotiations. The governor's budget office saying Friday the administration continues to make positive progress with legislative leaders on an agreement regarding the deficiency bill. We are optimistic that an agreement can be reached soon. And Speaker Ritter told me he also expects an agreement to be reached in the coming days with a vote to be held on Monday to meet that Wednesday deadlines. We will, of course, let you know all the details of that agreement as we learn them. Reporting at the state capitol, Mike Cirilli, News 8.